Hey guys, and welcome back to the internet. So back when I did all of my storytelling videos, I didn't really venture into the Choosing Beggars that often because the Choosing Beggar posts aren't really stories that often, it's mostly just short little text conversations. But now that I have all the creative freedom I want, now seems like a good a time as any to look at some Choosing Beggars. So this person leaves a 1-star review and says, "Had a wedding here last weekend. First one ever there. Was a beautiful day, but none of the things the owner said would be done were done. No awnings put up, no flowers were planted, no floating bar. Our bartender left after 15 minutes so no one could get drinks. The owner expected us to tip. Absolutely not. I would not recommend having a wedding or even going there, to be honest. Very disappointed." And then the owner responds, "Hi, your wedding was on May 11th. We never have the floating bar in the lake that early, and if we would have planted flowers, they would have died. We told you if it rained, you could move the party upstairs in the dining room. Because your brother was a valued employee and asked us to use our restaurant for his sister's wedding, we did not charge you for the lakeside venue. We gave you everything at cost and we staffed your wedding with our own staff. Even your brother was clocked in the entire time he attended your wedding. You said you were going to decorate. Did you expect us to pay for that as well? We even offered to split the cost of a band with you. He drove down his limo golf cart for you to use and then walked home. Then, after eating and drinking all night, your party of 50 left without paying the bill, or tipping our staff. Our bartender quit after the wedding, where she worked for hours without being tipped. I'm sorry you did not feel our efforts were enough. We were disappointed in you as well. Aside from the experience, I sincerely wish you and your family the best. I hope you at least took some nice pictures of the sunset on our deck that you can treasure for years to come." Well, some people just find a reason to complain about anything. Lashing out mom desperate for 35-pound lashes tried to bribe salon owner with fake money, her kids' shoes, and a pastry. The unnamed customer said she didn't have enough money to pay for the lash treatment and slammed the beautician as disgusting when she declined. I mean, what a weird trade deal to even offer. Alright, let's add up how much this might be worth. So fake money, not worth anything, let's be honest. Her kids' shoes, I mean, who's gonna have use for that? And a pastry. So we're racking up maybe like around $5 worth of stuff. So yeah, it wasn't an even trade. Dear F-Boys, if y'all losers want to get some this spring fling season, get off Tinder and join the land of the living. Bring back chivalry and etiquette, the art of courtship. Carry yourselves with class. If you want to date me, you will need to ask me out on a date 48 hours in advance. So for a Saturday night date, you will need to ask me on or before Thursday, at which time you should have a plan for said date, i.e. dinner and a time in which you will be picking me up or meeting me at the restaurant, depending on how well I know you. Do not call me after 8 p.m. on the evening that you would like to see me, because I won't even answer your call, let alone accept your request. If by the third date I have not received flowers, I will be cutting you loose. You are not to be on your cell phone at all during our dates. Be present, be interesting, don't talk about yourselves the whole time either, you narcissists. Conversations should be give and take. Pay the dinner tab, and at the end of the night, don't expect a payoff. You will be getting a peck if you're lucky. If I feel you're worthy of a second date, you better bring your A game. If you're going to have a third date and get lucky, take yourself off dating sites and try to seek a commitment. Otherwise, I will assume you are an F-boy and cut you loose. From Miss Manners. The title is, I think I know why you're not having luck. I mean, to be honest, the whole dating scene in general is kind of a mess right now, because you have all of these... Because you have so many like narcissists and instant gratification seekers using Tinder, and then you're mixing that in with like a hookup culture. I mean, let's just say it can be a little bit difficult finding somebody that you're actually compatible with. I mean, a lot of the things that they said aren't that outrageous, but I think that if you're like putting out a list of demands for people who want to date you, I don't think most people would take too kindly to that. Hey, can I have a $15K loan? I'll pay you back next week. I don't carry that much in my personal account. $5K? The max loan I can give is $500. I'm not giving away $5K like that. Come on, just use your company account. It's your money anyway. You own the freaking thing. WTF. We've been through this, and I've told you the whole thing about business and owner being separate entities. Are your business partners more important or a close friend? Effing idiot. I'm not replying anymore. See, this is why you don't tell your friends that you have money. As soon as people around know that you have a lot, they suddenly have a long list of investment opportunities for you to get in on. So this post has a title that tells the whole story, and then it writes out a whole post that gives even more detail in telling the whole story. So let's just skip right to the the text conversation. Hey girl, what's up? I got a snap from you, but it got deleted before I could read it. Oh, sorry, I didn't know what happened. I just have a question. So my friend dropped out of my wedding, and I wanted to know if you want to be in it, like a bridesmaid. I said, are you serious? I'm not trying to be rude. I figured you'd ask one of your sisters or cousins. We've only met once at our friend's wedding. Yeah, but I was just thinking, because they told me how much you gave them for a wedding gift. It was really generous, and you were her bridesmaid, lol. I'm gonna have to say no, but I wish you and him the best of luck. Well, we're registered at Bed Bath & Beyond if you want to get us anything. When is the wedding? It's August, but we have so many people coming, so we can't invite everyone, sorry. Do you think this kind of thing works? Maybe you should just invite a whole bunch of rich people to your wedding, because you're like, hey, they probably give really good gifts. I've worked hard getting my gift score up so that I can get invited to more weddings, so that I can buy more expensive gifts for random people. Alright, and now the moment that you've all been waiting so long for. We've got an actual story in this video. Called Begs for a Lift to the Airport, Demands It's Done on Their Terms, Illegally, Risking My Driver's License. That's not gonna happen. A while back, this one. Some background info, though. I'd once driven a friend who didn't wear their seatbelt and copped a $300 fine for it. Into this story, a family friend's son needed a lift to the airport early one morning for a long-planned trip. I lived about 10 miles from their place, and the 30-mile trip I was taking to work the opposite direction took me right past the airport, so it was a bit extra time out of the morning. 15 miles to the west to pick up the sons, then 45 miles east instead of 30 east, but they begged and both phoned me and I said I was good to give them the lift. I turned up in the morning, loaded up their gear, the sons both in their car and said goodbye to their parents, and we took off. Drove a few miles up the freeway and my seatbelt alert started pinging. Son 1 in the front seat had taken off his seatbelt. I asked him to put it on and he goes, "Nah, I don't do seatbelts." So I pulled over, looking back at the other son in the back seat, which didn't have alarms, and sure enough, he'd taken off his belt too. Then the arguing started. I was blunt as I could be that I'm not risking my license and money so they could get a free lift I didn't care one way or another about. Roughly as follows, paraphrased because it was years ago, but they were both in on it. I say, "I'm not moving the car unless the seatbelts are on. I've been fined once before. I'm not doing it again." "I told you, I don't do seatbelts. Dad's okay with it." I say, "I'm not. And you, son 2, yours on too. Not moving until they're on." "Do you have any idea how dangerous they are in an accident?" I blink. He then puts his behind him and clinks it in. I say, "No, belt goes around you, doesn't count." He says, "It'll turn off the alarm. Go, you'll see. We need to get going." I say, "We can, when you put the belt on. I don't give a crap about the alarm. I care it's a $600 fine if you two don't have seatbelts on." He says, "Come on, we'll be late." I say, "Your flight's not for another hour and a half. Belt's on." The son calls his dad, complains we've stopped. The dad asks why, and the son explains. Then his dad tells him to just put the belt on. He says okay, but didn't notice I'd heard his dad's side too, and said his dad said I need to get a move on. I was like, "Not until belts are on." This goes back and forth, to the point I will be late for work if I don't get going. Son 1 is all, "Fine then, turn around, I'll get Dad to drive." "Belt's on then." "No, I've told you already." I say, "Then we're not moving." I get out my phone and browse idly, showing I'm not moving until their seatbelts go on. The son phones his dad again. His dad sounds really pissed, but agrees to pick them up. Both sons get out, take their bags, one slams the door and boot, and I drive off. Choosy beggars left behind. I get to work, then get a phone call that son 2 left his main luggage in the car, and they want it dropped off at the airport urgently. They're flying out soon, and they need it now. I tell them to get a taxi, and I'll meet them out the back of my work. They decide to argue it's my responsibility to get them the luggage, and again, argue the point. Half an hour later, one turns up in a taxi to get the other's luggage. I should note here that I really don't know these guys well at all. I know one's name for sure, and I think I know the other, but I might have them mixed up with a cousin from the same suburb. Later that afternoon, I get a phone call from their dad that I've wasted his son's tickets. They weren't able to fly out. Couldn't rebook quickly, and they'll miss half their vacation time now. And it was all my fault for stopping for so long. I try to explain as clearly as possible that I wasn't going to risk another huge fine and piss off my employer just for the inconvenience of a couple ungrateful idiots, but ended up just hanging up on him. I'm still friends with their mother, who was my original friend of the family, but things are a bit strained between me and her husband and sons. By the way, the sons were about 21 and 24 at the time this happened. Man, why do people just have to be so stubborn about such stupid little things? Alright, now we got my first choosing beggar in the wild. You think you know a guy. "Hey man, I got a free trial membership from Crunchyroll if you want it. You're the only person I know that really watches anime." "I've already have Crunchyroll." "Okay, no worries, I'll give it to someone else." "How about a Netflix membership instead?" Sorry dude, all I have is the Crunchyroll one. I'd settle for a Now TV, or you could just let me use your Netflix. I was like, how about r/ChoosingBeggars? He says, F you, why offer something if you're not going to give people what they ask for? I was like, guess I've learned my lesson. I promise I'll never offer you something again. F off. Are these people really this stupid? It's like, I'm not offering something to you because I feel like giving you a present. I'm offering it to you because I just have it lying around and I want to get rid of it. I mean, it's the ultimate example of beggars can't be choosers. Oh man. Hi, nice picture. Can we use it on our website about travel destinations in Denmark? If so, just reply to this comment. For technical reasons, we are unfortunately not able to credit your image. We are working on making that possible. I mean, if you can't even offer exposure, what can you offer them? Here's a sign from a restaurant. Suppose we refund your money, give you another dinner without charge, close the restaurant, and have the chef shot. Would that be satisfactory? I mean, honestly, I think the reason that so many Choosing Beggars exist is because so many restaurants and other places cave to customers like this. I mean, if there were a lot more businesses that just said, sorry, tough luck, then we probably wouldn't see so many entitled people. So my little sister is raising money for her dance troupe, and her mom sent me a link telling me to donate whatever I can afford. I can't donate less than $20. Please enter a donation amount of $20 or more. It's like, okay, I guess I'll donate $0 then. I need a model today ASAP. You pay $70 cash, app, or PayPal. You pick the color and I pick the design. Let's make this Monday magical. You know, when it comes to like these photography posts and stuff, it's kind of strange because in some cases you have people paying the photographer to take pictures of them, and then in other cases you have the photographer paying the person to take pictures of them. So it's like you're getting the same action, but it's just strange that both sides might expect to get paid in certain situations. I guess it's just whoever wants the pictures in the end. Nanny with childcare experience needed. Full-time au pair or nanny needed for 6-month-old child in Fulton, Maryland. Needs someone with childcare experience and a master's degree. Flexibility is key. The hours will be from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., but we may need the hours to be moved around. Saturday overnight from 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. Job type full-time. Salary $8 to $12 an hour, depending on experience. Wow, so you mean all I have to do to be making $8 to $12 an hour is to get a master's degree? I think I'll get right on that. I'm looking to adopt a small dog, a female, preferably not bigger than 10 to 15 pounds, and not over 1 year old. Has to be good with small kids, housebroken, and doesn't chew. Would also be great if it was already crate trained and didn't bark a lot and not too high energy. Was wondering if you could possibly point me in the right direction. Yes I can. Toys R Us should have a large selection you can choose from. Man, having a trained puppy, it's almost like having a unicorn. Well, it looks like that's all of the posts for today. Hopefully a video like this might bring back some people who haven't watched since I left the storytelling genre. But just know we're still having plenty of fun on this channel. We're just looking at different stuff from around the internet. And yeah, I will talk to you guys tomorrow.